Happy Sunday to everybody. It's your boy Fury. What's going on? You on in a little bit. I'm working out some technical issues here, live on stream, so forgive me if I ain't know it just yet. But anyway, like I said, happy Sunday. All right, so we just gonna go with it. We just gonna have to make it do what it do, right? Anyway, my music went out, and we just gonna have to just wing it, like the Silverhawks used to just wing it. So, anyway, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Fury here, and I never have a schedule for any of these things, but it's something I do in my spare time. It isn't something that I'm just like prominent, or if it takes off, it takes off. If it don't, it don't. I still do it on my spare time. So I've had quite an eventful weekend at work, and some of the times I got to decompress coming on to do these things, and it was just something I wanted to talk about, and it is in regards to something that I posted. And I noticed this thing a lot, and this I might get in trouble for saying this, but it needs to be said. We have to educate one another as black person to black person about the constant levels of code speak that we hear constantly, the criticisms we hear. You know, like I said, my most recent post here on my Facebook page, classless is being geared for the new derogatory term to be used against us. You know, it was woke before, and woke was something that we started, right? Back in the early 1900s. That's something to be like, you know what? Stay woke is to stay aware of your surroundings and stay aware of things mentally as well. Remember that word? Yeah. I talk about it a lot on this channel because you know why? There's a lot of people that I formerly associated with in school back in the day that I'm still connected to here. There's people that I associate with here past that era. And a lot of them who aren't of black descent like to use that word in an incorrect manner. And I'm here to tell you, like, I know just what you mean when you say that. That's hence the word code speak. Remember years ago, and my friend George brought up a point that they never stopped using the word thugs. But remember Geraldo Rivera, Mr. Handlebar Mustache, with the last name Rivera, you would think of all people. But unfortunately, there's no coalition like people would like to think it is. There's no coalition between the shades of brown. Yeah, we get along to a certain degree, but there's no coalition. Only with certain ones, but we get along to a certain degree. But when it comes from, I hate to say it, from south, from the south at the line, a lot of that goes out the window. And meanwhile, we're fighting amongst one another for a spot that will never really truly be ours. Because we saw with insurrection, we saw with and read of many things in the past. A lot of atrocities, a lot of massacres against people, my descendants and other people's descendants in foundational slaves was, guess what? That was all because they don't want us to be on an equal footing. Never do. And you got certain tap dances that I'm associated with that say, well, nobody stops my money and stuff. That's just that you ain't getting out there to work hard enough. And I'm like, go to the bank right now and say you want to start a business. You want to start a business outside of the South District of Jersey City. You want to start a business there. Yeah, seriously. Say you want to start a soul food restaurant in a neighborhood where there's no black people. Say you want to start one there. Go ahead. Go try to do that now and see what happens. There's been clear-cut evidence. There's been people who are business owners from the East who said that they were not allowed to start businesses that are more specialized in ethnic backgrounds in neighborhoods for palm-colored people. They were not allowed, but they were given all the money in the world to take their businesses and money to our neighborhoods here in Black America. To keep our money out of each other's pockets. And I didn't say that. A woman from the East said that herself. And all the evidence match up. You know, it remind me of when I worked with a certain EMT who's no longer employed to my company. He said, that's bullshit. He said, the only reason they ain't giving loans to black people is because they credit bad. I'm like, bruh, number one, how dare you say some bullshit like that in my face as a black man, like I'm supposed to just smile. I looked at him like, are you fucking kidding me? I said that to him, I'm like, what? Are you dense? See, it's that plausible deniability. People feel like, oh, well, you didn't go through any hardships that your ancestors didn't go through, that your ancestors went through, and I didn't do it. My people did, but there's still structures set up in place where people benefit. There's still hierarchies where people like you still benefit. And there's still a mindset that you feel like you are smarter. Please, stop it. Stop. Stop with the dance like, I don't know what you're talking about. Stop. Don't play that victimhood bullshit when you like you've been through hardships enough. Your hardships are nowhere close to somebody in my demographics hardships. It'll never be that. And this is not this is not victimhood. This is just fact that when you see that brother that's in the same footing as you, and I'm saying this to a lot of people who aren't black, when you see that brother in the same foot, in the same standing as you gotta understand that he worked very hard, and he's still, and sister, I'm sorry, I don't want to leave my women out, I ain't mean that. Anyway, you gotta understand that a lot of them worked hard, and a lot of them have been subject to a lot of condescending things that's been said. So you know what someone said to me before? Wow, you know a lot about stuff. Like, I wouldn't think somebody like you would know a lot of random stuff like that. Well, I'm supposed to just walk around with my pants hanging off my ass, right? I'm supposed to walk around and be like, I'm supposed to just know hood politics, right? I'm supposed to be a baby daddy, right? I'm sorry if I knew something from a random show that you didn't think I watched, or I knew some thing of knowledge that you didn't think I absorbed. And sometimes I just indirectly absorbed stuff and indirectly absorb stuff. It just happens like that. But somebody actually told me that. And it wasn't a PC person, it was an Indian woman who told me that. And I'm like, what? Like, that's where if you're smart, if you're too smart, you're uppity. If you're too dumb, you're a stereotype. If you're just a normal everyday black man with some common sense that just want to just do right by your own, you want to do right by your people, but yet you hold your people accountable, all of a sudden you're an issue. And yes, I bring up the word accountability because damn it, man. Damn it. There's a lot of stuff that a lot of people just don't like being held accountable for. And when I say being held accountable, it's just, it goes all across the map. We have this whole thing where I've been seeing more people putting boots to for Harriet's ass. And I'm talking about Kimberly Nicole Forster. Like, how in a society where we have so many hardships, we still have to deal with the levels of cognitive dissonance that a lot of our women have. You really like to call us all types of names. You know, I've been called, well, my demographic been called by black women, we've been called bullet bags. We've been told to be delete men like this. And I'm like, if black America is a matriarchal society and there's so many baby mothers, but not and a lot of absentee fathers, and then you compare that to the whole Pew Research reports about black fathers being very active and being some of the best fathers here in America. Let me tell you something. The women, that must mean the women who are complaining about that, because the numbers show it, that a lot of you have children by a man who has multiple children previously before he knocked you up. And I'm not, you think I'm saying this to be spiteful and insulting? No, I'm speaking a statistic, which is a fact that's been proven. I had a dude that I used to work with. He had teeth in his mouth, next tooth 3 miles that way. Like Martin said, he had that. And he looked like a full-grown version of Beetlejuice, but somehow he has 6 baby mothers. So don't sit here and tell me that you are just basically, that guys are just basically just leaving you. There's no way in hell you can hide that many children. But then again, there's some who'll go state to state, but I'm still thinking you're paper trail. Look at the whole Damon George situation. Somebody put a 1 in the chat, or say or acknowledge in the chat that you know who Damon George is. Damon George is the guy who had 33 children by 20 women. 33 children by 20 women, I believe. So that means you telling me that none of you is within this area that he was in realized that he had another kid. No. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for 1 second. And I'm just monitoring this to make sure everything's going in. Oh, what's good, Demetrius? I didn't even see you here. And yo, I gotta find some way to get you onto the channel so we can talk in like a conference thing. Cause I definitely we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to air out on here, man. And when I say that, I'm talking about we ain't just gonna sit here. We have to speak real facts about it. Because there's this whole thing where it's like every time we talk about what goes on with us, it's always this whole thing like, oh well, what type of women are you meeting? And I'm like, you, I'm meeting you. Don't sit here. A lot of you sit here and pretend like you ain't that type. And it's always the ones that reach out to you, the hit dogs that be like, wow, I think you're just very bitter. You come off as bitter as this and that, and you have a lot of more who hurt you. I'm like, bitch, stop using that expression. And I'm gonna take a note out of Demetrius's playbook, bro. I'm gonna take a note out of your playbook, bro. That whole thing, we need to stop calling a lot of these women we need to stop saying masculine energy. And I told you that, and I'm gonna say it here live. I absolutely agree with you. The whole thing about masculine energy, we need to stop calling that. If we got to call it for what it is, you're being a, and I'm gonna use some pig Latin here to avoid the censorship or the how can we say the phantom flagging. You're being an itch bay, just being a straight up itch bay. That's what you're doing. You're being a straight up itch bay. For what? I like your name, man. Macking on accident. Oh, man. So, we have a lot of issues here. I mean, beyond the code speak, like before we can address a lot of these, like, who was I just talking about? So I got off track here. For Harriet, Kimberly Nicole Foster. And then I was also talking about Damon George. Damon George has, like I said, 33 by 20. And he's a prime example because there are many brothers out here who are neighborhood penis. They neighborhood penis, man. And you're telling me you don't know this dude is neighborhood penis. And I'm looking like please stop it. You knew damn well you knew about a couple of them, and then you knew about a couple of them, and then you still like, well, that's just a couple of them. I'm still busted open for them raw. See, you gotta understand when we criticize your movements and stuff, we not like, hey, you're a human. You like sex just like any other human. But it's a different standard. You got to understand there's always going to be a different standard. Because, and I hate to say it because everybody has said it. I've heard it before even the late Kevin Samuels said it. I've heard this for years since I was in my 20s about the gatekeepers of sex. If a guy was to make you do anything you didn't want to do intimately, that will be called grape. It would be called grape. So don't sit here and tell me that a guy finessed you into not using the protection or demanding protection. What's the internet Pookie? Who has 7 children that he didn't want? Let's look him up. Let's look up internet Pookie right here. Let's go right to it. Let's go to internet Pookie. Let's go here. I'm sorry, I was looking at Chris D'Elia and his brother. All right, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's see if this is him. See? Let me put my headphones on. Let's listen to JR Wisdom right here. that the woman will call you jealous for calling these types of men out, but in the same breath will claim black men are pushing against. Yes, thank you, thank you. All right, see, JR Wisdom did something, but let me listen into this. Hold on. And look, now look at all of the people like basically calling him out for not taking accountability. Rightfully so, right? Because he's a man, right? But y'all will work as a sisterhood to absolve each other of accountability because you share victimhood that you shouldn't be sharing. Accountability should be smooth the fuck across the map, but it's not smooth across the map. It's only a one-way street with y'all asses. Anyway, let me see. Oh, we know Tanya TKO on her fucking girdle and her belly. We know she gonna say something about it. Look at the arm flab she got there. Anyway, let me stop. See, everybody's talking about it, but they want to keep that kid, right? I'm not promoting it, and I'm one of them people like, look, you want to do what you want to do with your body, but once the damage has happened, and once they change the law, it don't do me no damage. Why? Because I don't move recklessly like that. So if you want to go ahead and do that thing with the baby that you fought for the right for, and you pro about, I'm either way. Because you know what? I'm going to take accountability for myself, and I'm going to move without being a fool. Some people, like, there's stand-up men out there like, yo, I fucked up. She won't keep it, now I have to own up to it. I fucked up. There's dudes out there that do that. But I'm not going to be like, you know what? I'm not a person that's against it, but I'm not for the abuse of it. That's as simple as it gets right there. But let's look into Internet Pookie. Let's see what JR Wisdom says.
I did not want. So for some years.
Fair use. Fair use. Shout out to JR Wisdom, but fair use. Let's take a look.
Now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me. Access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't.
Nigga. This was the part when I first saw this. See? And the thing is, he tried to disarm you with his foolishness, but he was like, if he's going down, he's taking her with him. Because but he has a point. I'm not condoning what he does. Don't get this twisted. I'm not, but he has a point. It takes two to tango. Anyway, let's continue on. Fair use.
And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's gonna have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're gonna be like, one of my baby.
Let's rewind that. This don't take him off the hook. Believe me, this does not take him off the hook. But to quote Anthony Mackie from Falcon and Winter Soldier, he had a line, but he's right.
For 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with.
Yup. Because if you got guys like him, see, He's telling on himself here. You got guys like him who are too irresponsible to pull out. He's telling on himself. He's telling on himself and his ilk. And you still want to sleep with somebody like this raw? And it's not me shaming the guy. I don't know him from a can of paint. It's the mindset that I have a problem with. Not the guy. I don't know him. I'm not trying to throw Thursday, but he's out here. Everybody's talking about him. But it's that mindset I have a problem with. Anyway, let's continue on. Fair use.
Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body, and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't...
You can't, you can't, it's overused, but it bears repeating. You can't make this shit up. You can't. He clearly showing you, he's telling you, you ain't nothing but a jump off to him. Hence the reason why he's irresponsible also, because why? If they just jump offs, you're supposed to be fucking jump offs protected. You're supposed to be having sex protected in general. People forget that STIs and STDs are still a thing out here. People are still getting houses in Virginia messing around unprotected. Houses in Virginia. Shout out to Accountable Commentary. That's a dope analogy to stop from saying what the acronym houses in Virginia spells out. But anyway, let's keep on.
I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a f. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I...
And this is prime example why men, I don't care where you're from, you have to move so much smarter. Because you don't have shit to fall back on. These women can clear you from the mountaintops. They can hear you from the mountaintops echoing like you got the 10 Commandments on your damn arm. You got 5 on each of your arm. They can hear you saying, you don't want to be a father. I'm not going to do it. No. And guess what? They can still take you down to the court. This is hence the reason. This is the reason. So, continue on fair use.
I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this and be like, black men...
This dude is fucking killing me, man. And, I mean, he was irresponsible, but I gotta say, his audacity to stand up to this shit is top tier. It's top tier. And you might not respect this gangster, but you admire it. Anyway, fair use.
This black man that, I don't give a... I really don't.
Yo, Good Buddy was cooking just now, folks. Good Buddy was cooking, and...
See? Shout out to JR Wisdom. I'm not gonna... If you want to tune into this video, you can watch it in the full thing. I'm not here to, like, pirate any of his stuff, but he had wanted to clear stitches to it, and he's been interviewed numerous times. He's been interviewed numerous times about it. Let's see what... let's see it from a female's perspective as well. Fair use, fair use. Riva TV, what's good?
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story. Living that day-to-day do. Some got regular jobs, some got great jobs. So it's a woman on all levels that like me.
Well, he going.
And another thing, y'all keep saying, I don't think he's telling these women I can offer to or pay for a but at what point can I force a woman to go? I cannot. Days ago when I started speaking on it.
This is new.
But when I figure out what that is,
this is new stuff that wasn't in the last JR Wisdom video.
I'm not doing it. Then they asking why not wear a condom? I have worn protection a lot of time. These are just the instance when I have not. And unfortunately, it has resulted into the woman being pregnant. But ask yourself and ask your friends as a woman, when is the last time that you told a man to put on a condom? Because I have never in my 27 years heard a woman request me to put a condom.
Ding, 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 ding. This is exactly the trap you have to watch out for, brothers. Just because she don't say you have to wear a condom, which is dangerous, just in more levels than one, not because of the pregnancy, but because of disease. But exactly, you have to be the better person here in this situation. You have to, like, you know what? You gotta listen to that voice on your shoulder telling you, you don't want no kids, you don't want your dick to fall off. Anyway, fair use, fair use.
And me being an irresponsible man, knowing that they feel better raw, if I'm not gonna put a condom on, and if she not gonna ask me, it would not be no condom.
I can't. I just my microphone, my camera, my lighting just dropped over here because I just could not fucking believe. Exactly. I'm sorry. Somebody got to be the adult in this room. Somebody got to be the adult in this room. Anyway, fair use.
And another thing, y'all keep saying, I don't think he's telling these women he's not going to be a father after he have sex and accidentally get them pregnant. Do that even matter? Do I have to tell a woman to be responsible for her body? Do I have to tell a woman to commit to her before she have unprotected sex with him? Or do I have to tell a woman wait till marriage before she gives a man access to her body? It used to be a point of time where women actually value their innocence, actually value their virginity. But we do not live in that day-to-day, do we?
Unfortunately, we don't. And hello? Can you still hear me? All right, good. Unfortunately, we don't live in that era. And I'm going to tell you this now. This is a lot of aspect that's keeping me single right now. Like, seriously, it's keeping me single. I would rather not be this fool here. I would rather not be this guy and go through the situations he went through. Of course, I'm older and smarter than he is when it comes to it, or just have more common sense. I can't say I'm smarter. You never know. This dude could have been a college grad and been a Mensa, but a moron at the same time when it comes to women. That's how it is. Ask women, they tell you. Like Feminista Jones, what's that sample that Obsidian used? I'm a PhD, but you don't know how to be a good woman towards a man. Anyway, let's keep going.
Y'all want me to respect a woman's body more than she respected herself. So I, as a man, can.
Yo, this dude is just outright saying the unsaid. He's letting you know. See, people like him, I'm not condoning what he did, but he is essential for educational purposes. But yet a lot of you ignore that. When a lot of you women ignore this shit. This is how this is why they call him the internet Pookie, because this is the Pookie mindset. And y'all still love that shit. Let's keep on. And I think if he didn't mention it already, he said it's been women who got decent jobs, women who are well-to-do, that still like the raw dick, the raw Pookie dick. Anyway, let's go.
Prevent her from getting pregnant. Whatever a woman gonna allow me to do, I'm gonna do. Don't expect me to be irresponsible. Because if we both irresponsible, who's responsible for carrying them up? child for 9 months. It sure ain't no.
See, that was more. That wasn't in the last one, and now that was it comes in from the last video that I had with Jail Wisdom. So, let's see what he gets to later on.
Women in the comment section, like, oh, state the obvious about this
The person that can hold me accountable is my self. Stop expecting men or women to come talk to me. I'm a man. I ain't gonna listen to what you gotta say. And trust me, y'all think women gonna hear me talk and then stay away from me. They still gonna get this 8.5. Trust me. So I do not feel bad. I'm the most honest individual you'll be. I do not have to manipulate no woman for no. Trust me.
Okay.
Well, shit. All right, so if he's every measure the man he says he is, this is why a lot of these women are getting knocked up. Let's just keep it a buck. Anyway, let's see what Reva has to say.
I know that was a lot to digest. Okay, normally I play the video twice. I couldn't even do it. That was a lot to digest. Before we state the obvious about this conversation, what I want to say is I saw this video, literally just saw this video, and, you know, I think it's ironic, right? That a lot of women, if a woman comes up on you know, TikTok or one of these platforms and she says something like, oh, well, you know, I have 7 children with 7 baby daddies. You know, there's going to be a flock of women in the comment section like, oh, you know, this is not her fault. What woman would decide to have 7 different...
Thank you. Thank you. And she brings up a valid point. Like, it's all, oh my God, you don't understand what she's been through. It's hard to be a single mother. But nobody's sitting here telling her, like, why you fucking so many dudes? Why every dude that get access to your innards leaves a child there? Anyway, let's continue on. This is fucking ridiculous. Anyway.
Different children with 7 different men. This is obviously not her fault. Maybe she has childhood traumas.
I'm sorry, I keep stopping, but I've heard these excuses verbatim in real life. Let's keep on. Fair use.
You know, maybe they led her on. Somehow the women always find a way to blame a man in this situation. Now, when it's a man saying that he has 7 children with 7 different women, people are like, oh, you're so irresponsible. Oh, you know, you don't respect yourself. You don't respect women. You're immature. You're this, you're that. Why don't we have that same energy for women?
Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Keep that same mother freaking energy. I'm trying to self-censor. Exactly. That's exactly the point. And let me catch up with everybody in the comment section, because Demetrius and George been cooking. Let me see. The women will call you jealous for calling these type of men out, but in the same breath will claim black men aren't pushing against the low-hanging fruit. We are, but y'all going for the low-hanging fruit because y'all too lazy to climb up the fucking tree. Anyway, he continues on to say, I heard she's living in her car right now. He's talking about Tanya TKO. She was living in the car. She back in her car again? I hope not. And he's going down with the ship. Yeah. Instant Pookie, he taking him down. This is what brings up this conversation. This is why Reva's saying the things she's saying right now in the video. And shout out to Reva TV. Anyway, I gotta check out more of her content. Like, I've seen suggestions, but I never watched it because it's a lot of people I don't watch. And that's not because I'm spiteful. It's just that there's so many of the people that I'm regularly subscribed to that bring out consistent content that I just don't have time. And he's like, also, macking on Accident Powell. I told my nieces this several times. At the end of the day, he just can't dip and your left holding the bag. So don't give him a bag to hold. That's why I'm gonna add to that. See, he knows exactly what's going on. And too irresponsible, use protection. Yeah, he said he admitted that he was too irresponsible. That don't make it right, but he was too irresponsible. Now I was like, yo, you like shit. I fucked up. I'ma own up to it. This dude don't want to own up to shit. There's a difference. And you said you know men that make him look like a Boy Scout? Wait a minute. Bring it. Explain this in the comment section. You know dudes that make Internet Pookie look like a Boy Scout. I know Damon George is one of them. I did a video about Damon George. And you guys see the comment section. I'm going to check it out in a moment and let y'all see it. And then Psycho Gemini. What's up, G? He said the fucking mental gymnastics here deserving an Olympic gold medal. Yeah. But I wouldn't say he doing a lot of gymnastics. This dude is straight up Pookie. And he ain't got to dance around it. He ain't got no script in front of him. He is raw and honest as possible. Raw in more ways than one. But he's raw as shit. All right. And then, like, yeah, you said those times are long gone. You're talking about the times of the women out there who are just actually just like these women out here today ain't fucking, they don't respect their, if they don't respect their bodies and demand that God respect them, this is what happens. We got too many cushions in place in society for women to fuck up and have all these kids. I know one personally, 3 children by 2 different dudes, and I don't think these dudes stayed around, unfortunately. I know another one who got 4 by 3. And she was trying to pull a reach back on me and stuff. I'm like, after everything you fucking put me through mentally, are you out of your mind? One of them was enough. And then you added 2 by a dude who is a known turd jouster. And you knew he was a turd jouster after you had his first child, and then you went and had him put that turd jousting penis in you raw again. Ugh, fuck out of here, man. And she's tempted. They like both are online, but when I saw a couple go like, yep, it's actually pretty common. So, with that being said, let me go to the comment section about my Damon George video that I did. Let's go to my channel. Hold on. Let's go to videos. Yes, I do everything on here. I talk about all these other different things. I collect figures. I talk about games. Put up videos, aberrant, preach, compilations, build computers. I am not your kind. I am not your Pookie kind, baby. But anyway, let's see if I can get to the video I was talking about with Damon George. Where is it? So I did it quite some time ago. I just want y'all to see the comment section. I mean, I even made a video before about it. Let me see. Maybe I overlooked it. Let me put in, hold on. I got so many videos I made. See if I can find it. Brought my channel up, but maybe I overlooked it. Hold on, let me get back into it. I'm trying to find this video. Let's go to videos. I gotta look for the name. I mean, this was my video right here. Emotional intelligence demanded from the unaccountable. That was the video about what's her name? What's the Bree? What's her name again? The therapist. The one with the cow udders. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Here it is, right here. All right, see. Of the area where I got this report from, more info on it. She said it's crazy how you can bust this many nuts. Let's go from the beginning. Meanwhile,
excuse the background sound. I'm outside, walking, I'm on location, whatever. But let's talk about this shit. You are reading absolutely correctly. They didn't say just how many women. They will never say how many women. They will let you know that there's multiple baby moms, which is a given, being that he's in America. But the man's name is Damon George. Damon George has 33 kids. 33 kids by multiple women. And I don't want to hear, this is what a lot of these guys in the black manosphere have been saying since God knows when. You can't lump all black men into the category of being deadbeat dads when you are sleeping with the same Negro and having kids and reproducing with the same.
Now, this is Layla Anderson, who says she's not black. She says, I'm non-black, but it's interesting how you make the situation and problem from black women. The man is at fault. The man is at fault. Bitch, I'm going to talk to her further and then you see that. But instead of looking at the spectrum, you gaslight and beat around the bush. I beat around the bush, bitch. So I said to her, if you listen carefully to my words, I do not absolve him from bad behavior for reckless abandon. Are you telling me that having multiple babies by Johnny Appleseed ass dude while being aware of his behavior is sensible? Answer that question. Is it sensible? You know he ain't shit. You know that. Internet Pookie told you he ain't shit and you still went through with it. Because my body, my choice, right? Anyway, so she said, in response to me saying that, I understand where you're coming from, but like I said, the man is also at, now you're saying also, you say he's at fault. You originally said he's at fault. I'd never say he wasn't at fault. The fuck? Anyway, I said, and she didn't respond to this one, but I know what you're saying as well. I never say he wasn't at fault, but I often see all the blame being thrown solely on walking red flag men like this. I believe in well-placed accountability across the board. See, I'm consistent. Fuck that. And then, of course, Miss Hazel, this heifer. Marriage is really about financial stability and building a legacy. Love goes and comes. This is why I'm not married. And I said to her, if that's the case, remove the vows. Women evoke the most divorces and stand to benefit from them the most. This is why I should have put is. This is why many men aren't getting married. I suggest those men be responsible with their seeds. And she says to me, from the beginning of time, marriage was about bringing families together and upgrading and building. It wasn't about love. Marriage, for the most of time, will end in divorce. Wow. And Miss Hazel, this is a sister saying some shit like this. And you wonder, why are they not getting married? Because love is a feeling. Marriage should not be based on a feeling. I want all the women in my family, I want all the women that I went to school with to see this shit. You see this shit. And don't sit here and pretend like it ain't happening. And you don't know what's happening. You don't know people with this mindset. Fuck out of here. Anyway, because love is a feeling. Marriage should not be based on a feeling. It should be based on long-term commitment and contract. Wedding vows don't say anything about love. Wait a minute. Don't they to love and to cherish? Does it? Didn't it say to love and to cherish somewhere in there? Did I miss something? Somebody, please. Like somebody. You said scroll back up. You passed it. Oh yeah, I did pass it. Thanks, and I found it. But wedding vows don't say anything about love. It says through sickness and health, to death do us apart. Most men nowadays have less than women. Women are losing a lot. No, they not. No, they're not. You don't hear us crying all over the place. I said that's why the numbers of marriage decline. I agree it's about building together, but who wants to have kids in a loveless union? Not people with sense. See, they don't fucking. And of course, some woman had to thumbs that shit up. She probably thumbs her own bullshit up. Okay? And this one said, Angela Henderson said, I wonder if there are any sisters out here with 33 babies by 8+ different men. I can't stand men who think money raises children. It doesn't. Shaking my head. And I said to her, I agree, privileged children with no structure turn out to be dysfunctional. That is true. How many privileged children with two parents in the house who parents just throw money at them and just don't do nothing or build any structure in their life? How many of these kids end up criminals, drug addicts, hookers? A lot of them do. You know how many privileged girls out there from privileged backgrounds could suck a golf ball through a drinking straw? Because they ain't got no structure in life. And Miss Hazel, this is for he knew what he wanted to do, and he chose women he could easily manipulate. He should be banned from making any more kids. These women need to use birth control. Oh, you don't say. That's what we've been fucking saying about the whole situation. They don't have any money to get in this case, and that's exactly how he wants it. Of course, he can't afford all those kids. And I said, yes, it is his fault, no doubt, but you're right. But you're right about the need for birth control usage. I can say manipulation played the part, but I'm a betting man to say that he had multiple kids with quite a few of those women. After a while, that's not manipulation. That's just sheer foolishness on their part. Two wrongs don't make a right, but two irresponsible people can build an army. Oh, man. Yes. So, Lovely Dipsy said, I agree. As a woman, I would never have a baby by this clown. Or go back for a second or third, I said. Question, do men value their seed? And I said, I'm not a dad. I value mine. Half of black American men aren't fathers. So yes, we do. We do. So it looks like a niche percentage of men within the other half, married, co-parent, divorced, are making the deadbeat grade. This story proves that point. Nick Cannon is a millionaire, so no one bats an eye at his seed spreading, which is true. That bitch above just said, guess what? Money doesn't raise children, but it damn sure opens legs. So, let me see. She said, thanks for the reply. When you say half of black American men, are you just generalizing or using current statistics? What would be some ways a man could show that he values his seed? As far as North Carolina, I have not seen, as far as NC, don't know that, Nick Cannon, I have not seen any videos of men opposing his stance of procreating with multiple women, in essence, creating fatherless homes. I said, these are real statistics if you look it up yourself. I'm not making it up. Nick Cannon shooting all races of women clubs up with no pushback because they're attacking LeBron's son for some reason because of his prom date. And I said, to finish answering your question, a man values his seed when he doesn't spill it foolishly, when he wants to procreate with somebody who just doesn't see him as a stepping stone but respects him as a man and loves him. If he does, he is a stand-up dad. There's a lot of men out here who want to be part of their children's life, but unfortunately they choose to procreate with someone who is very bitter, venomous, and hateful. Women aren't the only ones who choose poorly when it comes to who they procreate with, and it keeps this vicious cycle going. See, I'm not a moron, y'all. I'm not some hateful moron that's just biased. I'm speaking it from what it is. And there you see it right there. This is me 10 months ago. You gotta keep it specific, not Pacific, niggas. Specific, specify. That's where specific come from. You specifying, you being specific. You specifying more than one thing. So you being specific, not Pacific. And then she says, you understand the value of your seed, however many don't. Although referring back to your video, maybe this man thinks he values his seed or that procreating in that manner is manhood. She has a point. The choose better, do better model is not always applicable when finding the right man or woman because every person, male or female, has the capability of change. Further, in my opinion, nowadays it seems sex, not love or commitment, is more prevalent in relationship topics than the topic of procreating with a foundation of stability in a relationship. Just my opinion. And I said, it's the music, the sex over love, and I'd rather not listen to it musically or socially, which is the point. A lot of this shit is ingrained into us through music and through our parents before us. Hell, if you got a parent who who has multiple children by different men, and he or she was like, yo, do not, and I'm gonna tell you this now, do not follow in my footsteps, and I'm gonna make life, I'm trying to make you understand. Times have changed. You can't get to it the way I got through it. Times where inflation wasn't here, things were a lot cheaper. Society is not kind to this type of mindset. I mean, it's not kind to this type of environment today. It's destitute you will be living in. You'll be forced to do things, and I'm sorry, I can't help you. Everything. You can't, I'm not going to allow this to happen as a parent. I'm not babysitting. You have to set it up that you're on your own. But if you choose to be responsible, you won't have to go through the shit I went through. And much worse. Because today's society is different. So Oakland Barbie, of course. This is going to be a good one more than likely. The mothers are young. This man is 34 years old. The age of consent in the state is 16 years old. Do you really think see? Always making the women victims. You cock your legs open for a man to let him in. You're not a victim. The fuck? Anyway, I had to downvote that bullshit. The age of consent. And you, Oakland Barbie, more like this, a black woman calling themselves Oakland Barbie. The mothers are young. This man is 34 years old. The age of consent in his state is 16 years old. Do you really think it's right for a grown man to cruise to preschools for sex? But you sure enough was supporting R. Kelly? Fuck out of here. That's right. The teenager should have known better. I'm like, he gets no love from me. I'm like, that's just straight foolishness. But you know damn well there's no way in hell this man created 30 children with one woman each. So you know this guy was getting multiple children from a couple of females, which makes me emphasize more on bad decisions. Did I say all women? Ask yourself this: if you're a man who's like trying to squeeze blood from a stone when it comes to taking care of one child, would you have another by him? Meaning, if the dude ain't taking care of one, would you bust it open for him to have his second? I don't care if he got the gift of gab. And Just My Expression said, I say no. The question is, how many women is that? It's time to do the math. I said 9 baby mothers from the 24 in this pic, which means he averaged about 2 to 3 kids per woman. If we're going to include the other 9 kids, how many women birthed them? And she said, hopefully not 9. I said, I looked at the picture and count the women up for the 24 picture. The other 9 is divided up between an unknown amount of women, but which picture is 2 to 3 per woman. But I responded because I found out it was 20. So that means he's had each one of these. The math is like this. And let me get back to it. But yeah, you see what we deal with? The internet, Pookie, Demond George, all that. You see what we deal with? Let me get back to this. All right, so let's break the math down like this, brothers. Let's break the math down like this. It's like this. You have a guy who has 33 kids by 20 women, right? So that automatically takes 20 other kids off the table because they each got a mother to go with, and you got 13 left over. So that means either another 13 of those 20 women already had another kid, or maybe some of them had clusters of kids, a little bit more than they had 3. So they were going back in for seconds and thirds, possibly. They were going back in for seconds and thirds, and we're supposed to just be like, oh, black men are all deadbeats. No, you're multiplying. You're using one man as the progenitor. This is like some Resident Evil shit here. You know, the T virus came from the progenitor plant, from this plant. They created the virus. This plant that grew in Eastern Europe, they created the T virus from. You're coming from that one source. You're just branching out. Yep. You can't make this shit up, yo. You can't make this up. So let me catch up here. And you said, as a black man, we aren't seen as individuals. Yes, we aren't. When women stick with having all types of messed up situations with Pookie and Ray Ray, that's all she loves. That's all she wants. That's all she wants to be with. And when Pookie and Ray Ray ain't giving her what she wants, it's all black men's fault. But you're not paying attention to the non-select brother. I'm a non-select brother. I'm sorry. I'm not out here with a bunch of baby mamas. I ain't out here making super 6 figures. I'm not sorry. It's just, it's just that I haven't achieved that. Sorry. But your bum ass haven't either. Because otherwise you won't be on government assistance if you did. And I'm going to tell you this now. A woman who's a true businesswoman, a true boss, don't sit there and have babies by multiple men. You're not Gia Casey. You're not DJ Envy's wife. He put her in a situation where she can have all those kids and still have that snapback body. Because she has a snapback body. That means that woman takes care of herself too. He puts her in a situation where she can take care of herself properly and birth children. They got like 7 kids, I believe. 7 together. A couple, a married couple, despite the ups and downs of him being with Erica Mena. Never let him forget it. But versus his 7, look, she got the snapback body. She's able to be in a situation. She's basically, they do things together. She has a lot of input. She has some things going on her own, but she knows she is a mother. First and foremost. But if she just was like, you know what, I don't want to do this podcast with you no more. I'm gonna just do this thing. We're in a situation like that. We've been married since we were young. You got me, and I got you. I'm gonna just chill and just focus on helping you, rearing the children. So what else you were saying? You said, yeah, we don't. We all lump something to the same category when they mad at the ones that they can't get. Kimberly Nicole Foster for Harriet, same thing. How you like a 5'3" woman with a big ass head, no hips, no chest, but you mad at Brittany Renner because why? Brittany Renner is a athletic woman who eats well, who actually says you gotta be in the gym 3 days a week if you want to get the man you want, and you mad at her for that. Your old silly color purple ass face. Alright. You say I'm not getting married. I start getting irritated once the post-nut clarity starts to sink in. Oh man. Yeah, once the post-nut clarity sink in, a lot of people realize that. And I think the thing, speaking of post-nut clarity, when you have post-nut clarity with a woman that was just the ends to the means, you don't want to cuddle. You just like, oh God, you still here? Get the fuck out. But women are like that too with men. Yes, women are like that too with men. And it is what it is. Damn, I've been going for an hour? Good God almighty, over an hour. But I'm about to basically get up and start getting some things done. I mean, get out of this chair. But yeah, post-nut clarity has, it happens. I remember there's been some females that I have been with, and I'm like, I can't remember the ones that I just be like, you know what, it's time to get, yeah, I can remember those. Those are the jump offs. The jump offs are like, yeah, you know it's time to get out. But the ones that you truly want to be with are the ones that are basically grab you and just put they like after they come from out the bathroom, after they spit the nut into the toilet and gargle their mouth and stuff like that, they come back and just get in the bed with you and put their arm around you. Oh man. Hey, let me stop. It's also the ones that you also, you know, if you basically, after I come back from the bathroom, after I flushed, you know, after I wiped the Johnson off and I flushed the condom down the toilet. I know I shouldn't do that because that might cause a backup. But anyway, after all that, once you get back, you come back into that, and if she put that arm around you or something like that, and or he don't push that arm away from, he don't say get off me, yeah, that's a different thing. But when it's just like post-nut clarity and it's just, you knew it was a jump off, you just like, oh, all right, I think I'm done now. I don't care. I'm up and leave right now. They do that walk of shame. They do that walk of shame. And there's a lot of women who know, and you hear my dog drinking water in the background, they know they were a jump off. They know that. And they will always have that eternal mindset. Just like that guy who knows he you know, he's just here to get that nut in the club and he ain't even trying to call you. A lot of them know that. A lot of that internet Pookie is the example of that guy that's just trying to get a nut. He's an example of that. Ladies, you gotta understand, you got a lot more, your body goes through a lot more shit than a man do. A man jousts you and he shoot milk up in you. And that's it. Basically, that's all it takes. So you telling me you will go through all of that just to blame a man for it, knowing what is inevitable with unprotected sex? You just go through all that. I can't. I done talked enough about it today, and I'm gonna bring this podcast to an end for today. I can't believe I went on this long. Anyway. Smoke bomb and run like Batman, just doof. Oh man, God, of two of the people I've known that I've talked the most with in recent time, they have both been present in my comment section. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you. And one day, everybody gotta get on here. We gotta talk. But in the meantime, I'm gonna check and see if the stream is still up on good old Facebook, because they might try to censor me. They might try to shut my account down. Who knows? Let's take a look. All right. There we go. There's some people watching here. All right. I think it is. Let's check. All right. There was some, but nobody never live chats with me on Facebook. so I can see the chats pop up. I'm gonna have to bring up the thing back here. I'm using the Restream software. I'm gonna have to bring that back up so I can see I don't have to look at my phone. I can see it in real time. It's been good, man. I really enjoy like just airing this out because it needs to be mentioned more than that. And we gotta stop putting up with bad behavior, fellas. We really do. And I'm not saying this like we are the daddies and we gotta spank our kids and stuff like that. No, it should be just downright just respect across the board. It should just be straight up respect across the board. And it's just not here. See, I like Roy Gerald put up something because of a post I did earlier. And I was talking about code speak. Let's mention this before I go. For real. I put up in the comment, and Psycho, you responded to it already. I said code speak alert. The word classless followed by cherry picked footage of us. They're hiding this epithet in plain sight while we're distracted by calling them out for the bastardized version of the word woke. I like remember it was thugs years ago. And you were like, I'm still sure it's thugs to this day. The Brights have an endless arsenal of racist verbiage. That is true. And I said, I still find it funny because when it comes to the fuckery, they take the cake. Let's not forget the insurrection 2 years ago was just a modernized version of many atrocities they have committed in massacres as well. They can't stand to see nobody else rise to power, so they destroy the competition. Now they just keep everybody else fighting. You have to hear people like Charlie Kirk refer to a person like me as a black. Yes, he said it on his content. Charlie Kirk, a black. If you ask a black, say I'm a black man, a black. You like I'm an object. If you don't get your racist ass the fuck up out of here, bro. Anyway. You were like, no set of people I've seen are more oblivious to the damage they done than those folks. That is true. A lot of them aren't oblivious. They, like I said, they just choosing to play dumb. Plausible deniability. They try to make us think because time has gone by, we should let it go. Meanwhile, the structure still propagates the same thing. And I like your Nicolas Cage thing. Yeah. What movie is that from? I gotta find out. And of course, Brock, Morbid Angel himself, said, but let them tell it, and we live in a post-racist society and have the unmitigated goal to tell me to respect the flag and the anthem. Wash my fucking balls. Yo, he stays saying that, and I love it. I love it. Anyway, it's been good. It's been good. For the real this time, I'm going to get my battery off of my bike and charge up for a little bit and probably hit the streets. Or maybe I'll play some Resident Evil 4 remake on the PC. Anyway, it's been real this time, y'all. It's your boy Fury. I'm going to just have to bring this one to an immediate close because my music isn't working right now. So anyway, y'all, let me get back to the fit on the YouTube one. And I have to say, it's been good. It's been good, man. For real this time. Peace.